rodeo season right now. Justin Shaffer, of course, his horse Banker, the PRCA Horse of the Year in the bulldogging in 2025. Justin finished 6th in the world standings at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. He's been to the National Finals Rodeo on 2 different occasions. And we've got an opportunity to get to know a little bit more about this man who owns the Horse of the Year and is becoming one of the real forces to be reckoned with in the bulldogging. Justin Shaffer from Texas.
So my name is Justin Shaffer. I'm at my first NFR in the steer wrestling. I come out of East Texas. Originally, I was a calf roper bronc rider when I was young. Billy Ettenbauer was my hero. My family rodeoed, my dad's family rodeoed, everybody I can remember. And I got too big to ride broncs and got burnt out on calf roping, so I had to find something that I always joke with my dad and tell him I had to find something he didn't know anything about. So I didn't have to be harped on by him. But no, I fell in love with it. Ropemeyer Steer Wrestling Clinic. One of my cousins was going there. And I fell in love with the sport there at a young age. And then I started my freshman year of high school. I started steer wrestling, and it went on from there. You know, all the things happened. I went off to college and met my beautiful wife before that, but we started dating and went off to college, and then started having a family young, and I've chased the road ever since. So I bought my card in 2013, and when I bought my card, I rodeoed hard for 2 years, and I took 2 years of more circuit rodeoing and trying to figure some things out after that. When I kind of tucked my tail and run and figured out we had to change some things. And then I had a few injuries that put me out for a few years in there. I got to travel with amazing guys. I can name a whole list of guys, but Hunter Cure, Jacob Talley. Talley and I still haul together. If he comes back out and rodeoing again this year, I think we're gonna be hauling together. It was up and down for a long time. They all say I always bulldogged is good to make it. I just had to figure out my head to get here. This was the year we did it. So everybody wants to say the same thing, but self-belief for me was knowing my run was good enough and looking forward to the next year instead of dwelling on the last one. I had a gut feeling, the way it was going and just the way my horses were working and everything, the way it was rolling. I had a gut feeling after Kennewick, Washington, which the money wasn't totally there, but Sioux Falls was the last check that I knew punched my ticket. But I had a gut feeling from Kennewick on that we were probably in a good spot to just keep throwing them down and we'd be here. Yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to Tucker Allen. Him and I traveled together the last 4 years maybe. And he stays over in the winter, and we've got a good camaraderie together. And so when we're back and forth, we both decided that our runs were good enough. We've been told that all our life, we just couldn't hardly believe it. So we gave it an honest attempt to make that run on every steer and not look at it and try to break it down from there. And then at the end of the year, we were standing here, so it was good. I tell everybody, even getting the back number at the back number ceremony was still a little bit surreal. It was backing in the box the first time here that made it real for me. I tell everybody I felt like I was in a heartbeat. I could obviously hear the noise, but it was more of a quiet place for me that first run until after I threw the steer down, and then of course the adrenaline rush and everything hit after that. And it was everything I dreamed it'd be. It was awesome. Yeah, I think, and they all say, it gets a little easier or simpler. I don't know that it ever gets easier. What we do isn't easy necessarily, but it is simple. And so I feel like the confidence will be there to go do it again. So this year was amazing, and I don't know if I'll ever do it again without them. My family got to go with me until the girls had to go back to school. And so we only had about a month where I was out there without them. So a little hectic, a little crazy, but we love it. I get to bring all 3 of my girls, and we have a little boy now, and he rodeoed with us. He's only 7 months old now, so you can imagine what it's like rodeoing with a newborn. But all the guys I go with are great, and they support it, and they're like family anyway, so they're help raising the girls on the road, and it's awesome. I like riding 2-year-olds for the general use. I usually start everything roping on them around the pen and that kind of stuff. That's kind of day to day for me. We have 30 head of horses on the place. I do love messing with young horses and green horses. I haven't rode for the public in a long time, but that is a passion of mine. So we're always trying to move some horses and have nice horses around that way. So playing in the market there. So Banker is the one we're riding here, the bay horse, the bulldogging horse we're riding here, and he had a lot of he had a lot of stuff that he did before he came off the track. They headed on him. I think they even tried to run barrels on him. And from everything I've heard, he was great at everything he did. So that horse, the what I've heard is when you find an actual stake horse, you don't get to train that horse, you get to ride that horse. That's how he is in my life. That's a very special animal that I didn't do much with. I showed him his job, and then he just did it from then on out. The rest of my horses I have trained and owned. We had a MGH has been here 3 times in the finals. He's a great horse of mine, a great horse that we ride at kind of the long scores now. And then another horse that I can take no credit in, Maverick. I bought him off of Luke Branquino Tate Stickler that we haul. He's awesome, and I had no part in that. I helped him maybe a little bit and hauled him some, but he was a great attribute to our team. Yeah, so my goals for the future would be getting here as many times as I can while I still have it in me. We got a big family, and I never want to take anything away from them. They sacrifice enough, so while I'm still got a little youth left in the tank, I'd like to get here as many times in a row as we can and then go from there. I'm pretty simple. I like red dirt and country, and I mean, I keep it about as simple as you can get it. Trying not to look very far, past 5 years, because I feel like God will have another door open in that place, and so my goals there would be to just make sure I'm following the Father in the footsteps He wants me to be in that place.
Nice to hear from Justin Shaffer. That, of course, prior to his first qualification